So, if you guys have any questions about success, this is your place to ask them. What is your definition of success? That's what I'm asking right now. Mark, Lucas, and I are here. We're going to have a conversation about it. If you want to just pop in and watch, no problem. But if you
Yeah.
actually want to participate, go ahead and we'll see if we can figure out how to do this. Get you to be able to say something.
Yeah, we'd love to hear from all of you. Your definition of what success is.
Yeah.
When somebody says in an elevator, what is a successful person? And ask you the question, what is success and how do you be successful? Again, I think Joel and I really have spent so much time having these conversations together to really navigate like, okay, we got success at work. I think most of us could be able to understand, yeah, I'm successful at work. Okay, great. Tell me about that success. And they'll give their accolades, how much they make, their advancements in the promotions they had. Show me the money. I mean, how many Escalades do you have? Are they all black Escalades? How many houses do you have? Do you travel a lot? Where have you gone? Do your kids go to private school? I mean, all those things. We'll begin to kind of process, okay, yeah, this guy's successful. How many followers do you have? Those type of questions. But then when it comes to success about like your home life, like what does success look like at home?
Or physically.
Right?
I mean, if you're succeeding at work, but you don't have your health, and the reason that you don't have your health is because you're succeeding in your career. Yeah, we all understand that there are times of sacrifice. Like, when I think of some of the people that I know have done the best, and even in times of my life where I've really felt successful, oftentimes I just shut down other spheres of our lives. And Mark and I are always talking about the 5 spheres, and so you have to be looking at your relational sphere. You have to be looking at your physical sphere. You have to be looking at these things, paying attention to them, because otherwise they fall off the radar screen. But so we start to shut down in other areas when we're focused on one. And, I mean, it's kind of a natural process, but how can you pay attention to all of them at the same time? Because at the end of that, there's going to be fulfillment. Gosh, I think of, we just want to come up with some stories for people because we've had so many interactions with individuals over the years. One guy in particular, was challenged recently. He's a very successful business and was working with his brother, and his brother decided that he wanted to start his own business. And you go, whoa. So those are hard times. So what do you do in the midst of that? And I think it really matters because you have to be asking yourself, what is your definition of success? And ultimately, Mark, would you agree that the majority of people actually are living off of a definition of success that is not their own?
I think the majority of people have been handed, they didn't realize it, but they were handed a definition.
Don't realize it. We don't realize it. Yeah.
And they don't even know they were taking it, but they've just been given this definition of success, and they've kind of begun the hamster wheel. Like, I'm going to get in and I'm just going to take that definition. And I'm just going to go and spin the wheel as fast as I can. And yet I'm exhausted. And yet I think the crazy part is that, and you and I have both been in these scenarios, we reach whatever success mountaintop looks like at work. So you get a promotion. Great. Now you buy another black Escalade. Hopefully it's the turbo one. But you buy a black Escalade.
Change the wheel color at least, man.
Yeah, and honestly, it's sick. If you have a black Escalade that's turbocharged, you're the man because they look super fun. But at the end of the day, you get the new Escalade, or you buy the house in the mountains, or you buy the house that's on the beach. And yet, like, shortly after, you're like, I don't really feel very fulfilled. Like, I don't feel like I've arrived and I have a lot of happiness on this mountain very long. So you can, and we buy the toys, or we go out and we kind of pursue the dream of, now we have the mountain house, or now we have the beach house, or now my wife gets the brand new Mercedes. I get another Rolex or a Tag watch, and whatever it is. And toys and accessories and shiny things are super fun. And we love to drive those cars, and they're great cars, and we love to have the nice things, and it's enjoyable. But then at the end of the day, we're like, okay, I kind of sit here in the parking garage at work a few months later, and I'm like a bit empty, a bit hollow. And I'm like, now I've got a new target. Now I'm aiming at a new target of now I'm managing partner, or now I'm growing at 10x this year in my company. And I'm like, gosh, this is just in the hamster wheel. This is flipping exhausting. Like, I am just exhausted. And I don't know at the end of the day how long, even if my physical success, and I'm pushing myself physically to be in optimal health, I don't know how long I can run at this pace. And even when I achieve the things that I've achieved in the success milestones I've hit, I just don't feel very fulfilled very long.
And that can happen so easily because ultimately we get to that spot and then we go, wait a minute, why did I start doing this in the first place?
Right.
Because the things that you're talking about, I think we all kind of know this in the back of our minds, but they're not necessarily geared to actually provide fulfillment. And in the end, once we've experienced a little bit of success in our life, then we start asking questions. Wait a minute, why don't I feel like I'm successful? Or why aren't I happy? I thought that if I did this, if I followed this pattern, that I'd be happy. So the success isn't the problem, like having a good job, having a good salary, starting that business that really knocked it out of the park. The question is, what happens when you have the success?
Right.
And that's what reveals whether or not you have a good definition of success. So we're doing this journal. I want to mention this, that it's really cool. We're going to do a challenge in August on our group for men, the Untamed Few. And so you can get to our Facebook group and join in on that, because we're going to do this simple challenge for 21 days. We have a journal that we have actually created digitally, and you'll be able to access, we'll give you the access to this webpage, and then you'll be able to follow along with us for 10 minutes a day. So this is it. This is the whole commitment. That's it. 10 minutes a day for 21 days. And at the end of that time, here's the point, is that you're going to have a much better understanding of why you do what you do. Right. It's geared toward uncovering your definition of success. And in order that you can begin to create a definition of success that actually serves you correctly. Now, listen to this. Here's the crazy part about the definition of success that you are living off of. It was likely created for you. You created it before your brain was fully developed. And I always think this is so funny because, if we think about when we really find our motivation in life, or we really start running because we have tons of energy, it's in our late teens, early 20s, maybe throughout our 20s. But we start running in a direction, but we really don't know why or where we're going. And that's a critical thing. So we have to take time as we age, and we have the wisdom that comes with age and experience, and we have the wisdom that comes with success. We have to stop and ask ourselves, is this the actual definition of success that I want in my life? And if we do that, wow, it's incredible what happens. I mean, I'm thinking about some people that I know and have worked with recently. Imagine having millions of dollars in the bank and yet wondering, do I feel secure? Is this enough? I mean, ask this question of yourself. What's your number? What is the number that makes you happy? And that's such a low-hanging fruit, easy question to ask.
$1 billion.
$1 billion. But you know what happens? This is actually, they've done studies. There's been research after research. I even remember an awesome Wall Street Journal article about 6 or 7 years ago. And it actually said, you know what your number is? Your number is 3 times what you currently have in the bank, right? Now, there's like a certain number. It's like once you hit $100,000, then it's $300,000. Once you have $300,000, then it's $1 million, right? It's basically some sort of multiple, and that's what we do. But listen close. This is what is so shocking after working with so many people. Here's the actual reality about a definition of success that is so basic and really doesn't have substance to it. This is what ends up happening. The answer is, once you achieve that, you go, I don't know what to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You just go, so I must just multiply the thing that I've already succeeded at. And then you multiply it, and then you get there. And it's like getting to the top of a mountaintop, and then sitting there and looking around and thinking, well, I don't have anything else to do. So you just identify the next mountaintop.
There's the next higher mountaintop.
You just go to the next one.
For sure.
But that doesn't equal fulfillment.
No.
And what's crazy is that's what people are looking for, right? They're looking for fulfillment, and they have to be paying attention to other spheres of life, like relationships, to find fulfillment. They have to be a contributor, even a generous individual, in order to be able to experience that fulfillment. You know, if you don't have your health, then you may be in pain, and that may be holding you back from a feeling of fulfillment in life. But it's so crazy how we get that idea of success locked in our brain, and then we just keep climbing one mountain after another, or keep running the hamster wheel, and we just don't stop and ask, why am I doing this?
Yeah. Well, and I think you and I both know, and those that will watch this and are watching those now on live, our wives are smarter than we are. And just even this morning, your wife, Kristen, was saying that until you, and this is truth, that's why I'm saying it, also the part about our wives being smarter. But the truth is that Kristen is right, your wife. At the end of the day, until we really are able to articulate what success is, and we understand what success is, and we believe that definition, it hasn't been handed to us. We define it. We chew on it. We digest it. We define what success is. When that happens, it's amazing. There's this paradigm shift that happens for us as individuals, because now we know the track that we're running on. And we talked about a lot. You just mentioned that kind of, we thought we were aiming at success and we hit that target. And then we get there and we don't really experience a lot of fulfillment and contentment. And then we tackle another higher mountain and we run after that. And yet, without a real definition that we really uncover for you in this journal, one of the primary things this journal will do is it'll help you uncover your own blueprint for success. The design of it is that you would dive into it. Most of us as men and women that will watch this video, we don't allow ample time. We don't allow much time to really be sober-minded and still and reflect and really process thoughts in a time of being still and reflective. But as we do that, which is so amazing, you'll begin to really uncover this is your personalized blueprint for success. You'll walk through some 10-minute-a-day activities where you'll have some awareness questions. You'll have some integration in what you do with that, some go and do next steps. You'll have a quote that coincides with that. But in just 10 minutes a day for 21 days, you will have your written out definition of what success is. Now, when we have that, I remember my dad was great at sailing. And when you're sailing, you want to make giant Z's as you're following the wind and you're going and you're hitting a waypoint and then coming about and then hitting the next point. So you're making big Z's. But we don't want to run this race of life kind of all over the place with no real aim, not really knowing where we're going and not having a true North Star that guides us and directs us. So at the end of the day, it's so cool that this challenge that we are giving away at this point for free, this journal, this is a beautiful opportunity for them to jump into our Facebook group, which is the Untamed Few Facebook group, and to be able to do this challenge with Joel and I every single day. We're going to provide some feedback on that day. We're going to be going live throughout the journey as well. And just come and join us. It's going to take 10 minutes a day. It's not a big ask we're making of you. 10 minutes a day, and then just post in that Facebook group, again, Untamed Few. We'd love to have you join us.
Yeah, it's awesome. And, thinking of what a person's going to get out of this is, you're going to get answers for yourself. And so it's just important that if you want to join, it's just so easy to do. We did a push-up challenge last month, and it was so cool because look at Mark's guns. My goodness. And Mark and I decided that we were going to listen.
Don't laugh this much at my guns. What are you laughing at right now?
It's the fact that I'm laughing about the fact that you and I each said, we're going to do 250 push-ups a day. Right?
Yes.
We started thinking, like, well, what about 100? And we're like, we can't do 100. We got to do more than 100, so it was 250. And we're like, how many is that? How many do I have to do? So we started doing push-ups, and we're in pretty good shape. But I mean, 250 push-ups a day is
it's a lot.
Yeah.
It actually impacted my pickleball serve, just so you know. I had to have a terrible pickleball serve the entire month because my shoulders were screaming at me. So I could not hit a straight serve. Everything was like hooking left and going right. And like, it was the worst month.
I just want to know, did you stop doing push-ups, or have you kept doing them?
I'm not doing 250 right now. I'm taking a week off, and then I'm going to get back to doing some.
Yeah, I've started doing some again, and I've switched to some pull-ups. But anyways, but what was cool about that is in the group, I remember a couple of guys said, well, I can't get 100. Mm-hmm. And we were kind of like, well, try a plank, try X amount of minutes planking, and whatever it is. The whole point is that, it's not to be able to do 250 or 500 push-ups in order to join the challenge. The point is that you do something every single day for at least, that 3 weeks to a month. And that's what we said. We said, well, we'll enter you guys for Untamed swag if you complete 21 days in the month of July. Yeah. Now, Mark and I did all 31 days, and it was not easy. I remember one night I forgot to do my 250 push-ups, and it was 9:15, and I was watching Netflix, and my eyelids were heavy, and I go, oh no, I forgot to do my push-ups. And my wife Kristen looks at me, and she's like, well, you better get on it, and I'm like, okay. So I start doing push-ups, and I was like, man, this was crazy. So I got them all done in about 45 minutes, but that's just such a good thing, something to hold you accountable, and that's what a brotherhood does. And that's what we formed the Untamed Few for. And we're going to be doing some other stuff, like we're going to be, what else are we going to be doing? We're going to be doing monthly calls, Zoom calls that people can be a part of. We're going to be forming up some groups. Have one locally in Huntsville starting next month in September. But there's just all sorts of ways, to get that brotherhood and be able to have the opportunity to really think about, what's my definition of success and how am I going to walk that out? Because being successful takes forming habits and disciplines and all that kind of stuff. But we have this really simple approach to it. And it starts with this journal. If you really want to see the headway, it's one thing to do push-ups, but it's another thing to really examine your life. Yeah. And the way that it changes people. I mean, I think of one guy who went through it, and in this first 7 days, what's going to happen is that you're going to look and you're going to ask questions about your upbringing, your family. Mm-hmm. Because here's what's crazy. And well, let me finish the story. And when he got done with it, he was talking about his dad, the definition of success that his dad modeled, and his dad said, this is what success looks like. And he realized that a lot of his decisions, even later on in life, were still being made and influenced by this kind of fear of approval, right? I need to do what they say, and I need to succeed at it because that's actual definition of success. But imagine that can be so disconnected. And this is what we talked about. This is so disconnected from what you might actually want. Because if you're just seeking the approval of another person, you continue to do what they ask, you have to figure that out in order that you can redefine success in your own way. And so this guy, the freedom that started coming over him, it was really incredible when he started to acknowledge and recognize where that definition had come from. And then he started to take control and to redefine success on his terms. How does that sound, right? Like defining success on your terms, right? We have to find, it's not about finding success in one area. It's about finding success in all areas. Yeah. And we have the 5 spheres. And so that's what this digital journal is going to help us with. For 21 days, we're going to examine these simple things and go back in our history and ask the question, why do I do what I do? And as you start to understand that, it becomes very easy to be able to define your definition of success that serves you and to take control of that and say, no, this is what I want. Ask yourself those things. For some of you, it very well could be, I want to do better financially because that is holding me back. For others of you, you're doing great financially and you cannot understand. It's so frustrating. Relationships. And then you start to think, and Mark and I talk with high achievers all the time. And the reality is that they face is so often that they sacrificed in relational front or sacrificed in the sphere, physical sphere in order to achieve that success. And now they really have to ask, when is this financial, this career success going to start to pay me back? Because you've been serving that success. So now when is it going to pay you back in order that you can repair the relationship, your key relationship with your wife or your husband or a sister or a brother or your children? I mean, how many people find themselves in a situation where they're getting older and they maybe, you're looking at your life and you're thinking, well, how old am I going to live? And am I going to live to be 80? Am I going to live to be 90? How many years are left? And when you ask that question, how many years are left? You go, well, how many times have I seen my daughter in the last year? Has it been 2 years? Has it been 3 years since you've seen your child? And ask yourself, well, how many more times in my life do I want to see that individual? And if you answer those questions, you start thinking, you're like, wait a minute. On the pattern that I'm on, the trajectory that I'm on, I'm only going to see that person that I love another 10, 15 times in your entire life. Well, does something need to change? But that's why, I mean, you could be successful in one area and then feeling unhappy or unfulfilled because you haven't thought about succeeding in the other areas. And here's the cool thing is that they're very similar. Success in any sphere is actually fairly simple because it takes identifying and then it takes moving in that direction. But if you don't know where you want to go, and we did a great podcast, did this one on making decisions. How do you decide what you're going to do if you don't know where you're going to go? It's literally like, like having a GPS and you're watching yourself follow around live.
It's disease.
Yes. You're like, okay, here, but you don't have a destination plugged in. So you actually don't know where you're going. And it's the same thing with success. Like this is driving your actions. So it better be taking you where you want it to take you. That's why you got to redefine your definition of success.
Yeah. The last thing I'll say, because I know we're going to jump off here in a second, is if I could boil it all down to what we believe wholeheartedly you will gain out of this journal. We come alongside people to help them find more meaning and purpose. Bottom line, you will find greater meaning and purpose in your life as you walk through this journal with us. We're going to drop right below in the comments. We're going to drop the way that you can access starting Monday. This coming Monday, we're jumping into this 21 days together. Join us in that. There's going to be in the link below the way for you to jump into that challenge with us. And it's just going to be exciting. There's going to be people from all over the U.S., maybe even outside of the U.S., but right now in our community, there's people from all over the U.S. that are encouraging each other, holding each other accountable, doing this together. We were never meant to do life alone, and it's so fun to do life with other people that are going to push each other to experience more meaning and purpose. As you gain more clarity, as you gain an understanding of what success is, as you begin to write out your definition of success. So thanks for joining us in this live. We're looking forward to doing more and more lives. Joel and I starting up here. Even this weekend, we're going to be doing more lives. So look for us on TikTok and YouTube and Facebook. We're going to be out doing lives. Please join us. Drop in comments, questions. We love to engage with you, but mostly we want to help you find meaning and purpose. And this journal that's going to be in the link below is going to help you do that starting Monday, this coming Monday. Join us. All right. Thanks for joining us.